Assalamu alaikum friends, how are you? You're fine? A very, very interesting, a very, very useful, a very, very important suggestion is going to be talked about. This suggestion was given by Mahtab Haider, a senior journalist. And then Ansar Abbasi also spoke upon it because he found it as something very, very useful, very, very important. Rather, he added something which made it complete, and earlier than that it was not a complete suggestion at all. That suggestion was that more than one plots given to any senior military officer, any judge, any civil bureaucrat, or any journalist should be taken back. More than one plot awarded to anyone else should be taken back. That was the suggestion of Mahtab Haider. But journalist, he didn't talk about that. He was worried about that the journalist will criticize him a lot, or whatever the reason, but he didn't talk about the journalist. The journalists were added by Ansar Abbasi. Ansar Abbasi, I salute him that not only that he took it as the most important thing, rather he made it complete by adding the journalist in that category of the people who were given more than one plots, by the government. As far this plots thing is concerned, I wonder indeed that they are actually already very rich. They are already quite comfortable as compared to a commoner living in Pakistan. There are plenty and plenty of people here in Pakistan. They cannot even afford to have a house on rent. It is very difficult for them to pay the rent of the house, not to talk of, being gifted with the luxurious plots in Islamabad or in any, provincial metropolis. I am of the view that Pakistan, unfortunately, there is the highest degree of injustice happening upon the resources of Pakistan. Done by whom? By the government itself. Why the government is trying to please the generals, the judges, the bureaucrats, the bureaucrats, the journalists, and then the liars. Why are they trying to do that? Because these are the powerful people. They are the powerful categories of the people. They are the powerful layers of the society having a lot of influence upon the government, and they can also create difficulties for the government look upon the judges, because the government want them to take the decisions in the favor of the government. Look upon the lawyers, look upon the journalists. They are the very powerful categories of the people. Look upon the civil bureaucrats, and these government want them to adopt the policies and to implement the decisions of the government according to the wishes and according to the whims of the government. The incumbent, the ruling party, and all the ruling parties, without the exception of any, they are seen taking care of these all powerful categories of the people: the generals, the judges, the civil bureaucrats, the journalists, the lawyers, and all of these. I think that is very unfortunate here in Pakistan, because that back in the here, unfortunately in Pakistan, poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. As for the resources of the state are concerned, as for the resources of the government are concerned, these are blindly showered upon the powerful people, upon those who are actually the co-rulers, who are also a part of the ruling class. So they people, that is something very strange happening in Pakistan. And due to this wrong policies, the policies based on high degree of injustice, the poor in Pakistan are getting poorer and the rich in Pakistan are getting richer. Now look upon the previous government, the government of PTI, Chairman Imran Khan, Prime Minister Imran Khan, it was they announced that they will construct the 5 million houses. That was a great idea indeed, but they couldn't even construct the 5 houses, the 500 houses, not to talk of the 5 million houses, not to talk of the 50 lakhs of houses. I think so. That was a great idea, and at least if at all they cannot construct a house, at least what they can do is that they can give the small plots in the towns, in the cities, to the people who don't have any property on their name. That was a great idea in this respect. Dear friends, I think that we need to, here in Pakistan, the biggest trouble ever here in Pakistan is that there is a high degree of social injustice here in Pakistan. There is absolutely no social justice here in Pakistan, and for that reason, I think there are people who cannot afford to buy even the food. The staple food is the purchase, and the buying of the staple food is very important, very difficult for them, not to talk of the luxury foods at all. They cannot even buy the dresses for them, they cannot even send their children to the schools, and they cannot live, they don't have the basic facilities. And I think so they people will ever remain deprived here in this society. That is, I think so, that is the worst kind of situation, unfortunately, here in Pakistan. And I believe that the report of Mahtab Haider, which was taken also and appreciated and re-talked about, the vlog of Ansar Abbasi, I believe that this is a high degree, this is the highestly important thing, and it is feasible as well, it is practicable as well. Although there is a lack of genuine will on the part of the government is very weak, and they don't want to annoy these generals and judges and the civil bureaucrats and the lawyers and the journalists, and there is only one party which will work for the rights of the poor, and that party is Jamaat Islami Pakistan, JIP. Unless and until you people are not favoring them, you are not bringing them to power, let me tell you with enough amount of confidence that there is no good which is going to happen at all, and there are no pro poor policies going to take place here in Pakistan. That is something which must be taken seriously, fairly, and squarely. And unless and until the government of Pakistan, either belonging to PTI, belonging to PMLN or PDM, I think so, unless and until there are no pro-poor policies, no pro-poor decisions taken, and I think Pakistan will never ever be able to emerge as a prosperous nation, as a dignified nation on earth.